guys, I'm Amy, and you've landed on Belle Loves Bargains. That's my cow Effingham, and sometimes he co-hosts with me. He's got a lot to say. This channel is Dollar Tree, and only Dollar Tree. And why? Because everything at the Dollar Tree is $1.25, people. So stick around, consider subscribing, and don't forget to give me that big thumbs up. And if you want to know more about the 4 uploads I do every week, just check out the description box for more information. Enjoy! I might feel silly doing this one, but I have to. Ready? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Ouch! It stung me. I'm squishing up a baby which I always thought was like the worst part of the song. What are we teaching our kids? I'm squishing up a baby bumblebee. Won't my mama be so proud of me? No? Anyway, all right, enough of that song. Guess what today is? Today's a challenge day. Can you guess what part of the challenge is? Bees. It's bees and sunflowers. Okay, so today's challenge is brought to us by, hold on, let me pull it up here. Tasha with Sunflower Tasha DIYs and Cindy, sorry, go away stuff. And Cindy with Z9 Designs. So their channels are going to be linked down below, and I want you to promise that you're going to go check them out. I've been on other channel challenges with both of these ladies, and so you may be familiar with them, you may not be, but I always appreciate the hostesses that put on challenges because it takes a lot of work, and there's a lot of just people like us being like, so, blah, 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 questions, whatnot. So they work very hard at it, and it's very, very much appreciated. So I certainly hope every time I do a challenge, I help their channels grow with my subscribers going to check them out. Okay, and of course, also down below will be a playlist for all of the creators involved in today's challenge, which is sunflowers and bees. And no, I am not squashing up a baby bumblebee. Again, it was like, and then when we sang it, we did, I'm licking up a baby. Yeah, I don't even know. All right, guys. Have I said, hi, my name is Amy, and welcome to Bella's Bargains? Because if I hadn't, I'm going to say it again. Hi, my name is Amy, and welcome to Bella's Bargains. And this channel is a Dollar Tree channel. Now, today is a challenge, and sometimes on the challenges, it can be challenging, especially if it's the thrift flip, then I'm buying something at a thrift store, but using Dollar Tree supplies. However, 99.9% of what I do on this channel is Dollar Tree and Dollar Tree supplies, Dollar Tree items, Dollar Tree everything. Today, there is no exception to that. It is 100% Dollar Tree. So, bumblebees and sunflowers. Now, I love sunflowers. Actually, that's what my nickname for my youngest daughter, Emma, was Sunflower. And I had Sweet Pea, Daisy, and Sunflower. Emma was my little sunflower. So, I actually did, like some... would buy her sunflower t-shirts, I'd plant sunflowers, stuff like that. So, but it's never anything that I've ever really used in design. And bumblebees, the same thing. I like them. I like to do crafts with them, but it's never anything I've used in a design in my home. More often than not, probably use these things seasonally, I mean, for me, or possibly out in a garden, except I don't garden because my thumbs are black, not green, for sure. I cannot grow plants. Okay, so let's dive into what I made for today's challenge. Now I'm gonna show them to you in the order that I made them, and I want you to know that some of these are far easier than others. Well, there's only 3. 2 of them are easier. One of them super easy. There goes easy, medium, hard is the level of my crafts today. So let's start with this one, which I am in love with. This is going to go in my kitchen seasonally. I'm in love with this. And let me explain to you why. First of all, I used a jar. Ladies and gentlemen who are subscribers to my channel and you're waiting for Jarganza, which is coming hopefully next week. Jarganza is, I'm doing all of these jars that I've been saving and I'm doing crafts with them. And this is no exception. This is one of the jar crafts. I used a jar in here. So wait, I should just be quiet. And how about you just watch how I made it? Ready? There's that beautiful hat. And that's my on-off switch from my overhead light that fell down. It takes me a minute to realize it's there. Anyway, so I removed the, this is just part of what they weave to make the hat. that they had around it. And I thought I would use it to tie the hat up around the jar, but you'll see that doesn't pan out. Okay, so remove the tags. We don't want those to show. Put the bottle in the middle. I want you to note I still have the lid on this jar, and the reason for that is because it gives me a stronger lip for where to tie, right? Because I can tell exactly where the jar top starts. So I take a rubber band, a good sturdy rubber band, go put it around it so I can manipulate the creases in the hat and get them sort of evenly dispersed around, if that makes sense. So you're just going to play with this and try and get them evenly crinkled up, I guess. And then once I do that, I'm going to grab that string that I removed from the hat and tie that around it. But you'll see it's too weak and it breaks. So that's okay. We go to plan B, which what is it? What is it always? Is jute twine. Jute twine. So grab my jute twine. By the way, that's what a ball of twine looks like when your dog gets a hold of it. That right there. And so I'm just going to wrap around this like 3 or 4 times. And I'm pulling pretty tight because we want to keep the crinkle of the hat, nice and tight. There's that ball of string. Yes, Jax did that. Jax got a hold of it and just was playing with it. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the rubber band off. We don't need that anymore, but it certainly served its purpose, didn't it? And now we're looking and we're like, oh yeah, nice and distributed, and we can remove the lid now. We don't need it. We've tied it off. All right, so next, I love how this looks. I think it's just such a cute idea. And I'm going to pour sand in there, like I already explained, to weight it down. And we're going to start putting our picks in. So I have sunflowers. I think it's baby's breath there. I have some just greenery stuff. And most of it I'm removing picks, pieces of the pick to put them in there individually so I can manipulate where they are. This sunflower had 1 sunflower on it, but I curly cued the pieces that didn't have any on there just to make it part of the thing. And then I add the blue rose. Now I'm going to do a finger bow. I just did a finger bow, put it on the front of it, not my ends like I love to do. And we're going to take a little bumblebee and we're going to glue a bumblebee onto the little bow right there. I'm knotting that. I had the tails from when I wrapped around it. And then I'm going to knot my little tails here on this one as well. It just adds a tiny little bit of dimension that's cute. And let's get our little bumblebee bead thing. And we're going to hot glue that on there. And then this piece is done. I think it's super, super, super pretty. But it's the coloring that I just love. The contrast of that bright, bright yellow in the sunflower and then the blue in the hat vase, which is just so, so cool. Okay, so I hope you guys like this one. And let's move on to the next. Yep, it's a hat, right? So I gotta tell you, when I found this hat, I was like, oh my gosh. And I literally bought it today is Friday. So I bought it Tuesday. I don't know. Anyway, this week I bought it. And when I saw it, first of all, when I hauled it, I said, like, I've never seen anything but the straw colored hats and to get these vibrant colors. But listen, blue and yellow, like this blue and this yellow are so perfect. It's not a periwinkle blue, but it's very similar. So I just made this beautiful creation of florals with this little twist of using a hat for my vase covering my jar, and there's a bumblebee on there. And again, I use the sand because it's just such a good weight. You could use rocks or something, but I didn't just stick greenery in there. You really need the weight, and that's because of the bulkiness of this hat. So it needs to be weighted down. So just sticking some floral foam or poo noodle in there would not work. The jar is heavy itself, but you really, I'm not sure I'm explaining this well, but the top of the hat is above the jar. let's try this. It's above the jar, so it almost makes it top heavy, which is why you want to weight it down, and I use the sand. And do you not love this rose that I stuck in there? Oh, those were some picks I bought at Dollar Tree. I'm going to say a year ago. And like, you know, sometimes you find something that's so good you like treasure it. Like, no, I can't use it. The ring. No, I mean, and then I'm like, Amy, that's dumb. You bought it to use it. And this was the perfect craft right here because that blue just matched that hat. So I'm in love with this, and it might be my favorite, but maybe not. Who knows? Let's go to a really easy one, but so good. Okay, so they sold, do you remember them selling the bee plates? They will probably come back out this year. They're not out yet, but they were out last year. So this is a dinner size plate and a salad plate. And then this vase, which is beehives. And then I just glued some little bees, all Dollar Tree, all Dollar Tree. The bee plates came out last year, I think springtime, so about now. These vases, I think were old, it was late in season if it was spring or summer last year that they had some bee stuff come out, and I grabbed like one of everything. And then these little bumblebee beads, I found last year in their gardening section. Never seen them before. They have bumblebees and they have bees. So I just think this is like the perfect little addition just to that vase. Do you want to see how I made it? Do we even need to show you? I guess, but it's simple. Can we say easy and I don't even need to voice over? But I'm going to do it. All right, so in the middle of the plate, you can see like the little nipple right there that is the very center of the plate. And the reason I mark it is so that there's a good visual when I go to put this vase down. Now, I did play with the vase. I flipped it over the other way, and I was like trying to figure out which way looked best. But I personally, I think it looked best just the regular way. So this is that cement glue from Dollar Tree. And it's a cement super glue, but I also have a bunch of super glue, so I opened up a super glue and put that on there as well. I think the super glue actually dries a little faster than the cement super glue, so I guess that's sort of my quick hold, but not. and I forgot to like puncture it open. So I'm going to put that down, and because I have that dot, it gives me a good visual for hitting the middle. But then I spin it around like I'm looking at it like to make sure, are we really in the middle, right? I'm just doing a quick little visual measurement, and we are. And so now I'm going to take the top of the vase there, and we're going to repeat that process with the rubber cement glue. And I did get a wipey to wipe up any excess glue right there. Important, okay, if it squeezes out. So then repeat of the stuff on top of there, and I'm just trying to like just get myself familiar with how the plate's going to feel once I put it on here, because I'm going to have a few moments to manipulate getting it centered, which is kind of important, right? So I can feel the lip of the bottom of the plate, and as you can see just now over the top here, you can see I get it on there pretty decently right center. And then I just spin around again. I'm checking, making sure I feel like it's center. It wasn't slightly, there we go. Press down, and then voila! I'm going to leave that dry overnight, and right this second I'm going to add a few of those beads, and you can't see me do it, but I'm throwing a couple beads on the vase, and I did use super glue to adhere those with, just FYI. So there's a little sticky on the back of it, but that's not strong enough. Okay, I love it. Let's go to the next one. And how adorable would this be if you were doing a tea party, like a garden tea party, or just, I mean, you could just use it as a floral centerpiece and put some florals on here, cookies on here, I don't know, because these are all plates that you can use for eating on. I think that is so cute. It would make a great, I wish I was going to a tea party that somebody was hosting, because I would fill cookies and wrap it and give it as a gift to my hostess. So, but super cute. Now, let's go to the last one. And then I'm going to show you a really good gift idea from Dollar Tree, it is about bumblebees. We'll get to that in a minute. Right, this is the hardest one. Now, this started out as a tote. And I want you to notice that I used all elements of the totes. Didn't get rid of anything. And this is 100% Dollar Tree because they've started selling the polyfiber fill. This I filled with 2 bags. 3 might have been better, but that's personal choice, right? And of course, you can always make these and use an old pillow and as your filler. So let me show you how I made this. But before I do, wait, what? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's double-sided. So not only is it bees, but it's sunflowers. And check out the little bee right there. Ready? Watch this. All right, you have to be ready for a little bit more difficult project on this one. So these are those little felt kits. I didn't show you me making it, but there's directions. You just make it just because it was going to just end up too much video to show absolutely everything. So I'm opening up our tote. I also don't show you that I use a seam ripper and I remove the handles, but I do. And that's to give me a nice clean seam on the top, and I'm going to use those handles. Now, I did stuff the pillow with the fiber fill before I did the back of it to make sure that it was going to be enough. It was. And then I took that, the fusing stuff, and ironed it into both sides of the seam, which I'll show you in a little bit here. All right, so I've cut my square of the sunflower burlap, and here we go, right? Fraying it, gives it a nice edge. Also, this helps because when I go to tack it on, I'm in a few rows because of the fraying, and so it's not going to come off. It will not come off the pillow. It's sewed on there very well. Versus when you're close to the edge and there's fraying to be done, it can fray itself out of the stitch. I think you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so I removed the stuffing because now I'm going to sew this on. I do not show me sewing it on. Again, it's just really tedious, and everybody can do it differently. You could use fabric glue and glue this down. I wanted the primitive sort of stitch look with the X, right? And so this is cotton twine. So this is thicker stuff on purpose. I want a nice big stitch. And it took some manpower to get through all these materials and get my X's in. But as you can see there, I did. And again, I didn't mark these off. It was just visually by sight I did my X's. And I think it looks fabulous. So here's one of the tote handles. I'm going to, a simple, shoelace bow. And we're going to put it on the top. And I'm going to put it on with an X. I'm going to cut off the parts that were seamed in there because they, were awful. And I just put X's, 2 X's on the bottom of each tail. So we've got one bow in the front right here on the bottom underneath the logo thing, and the other one on the back. And so I'm going to, look at that, it looks so adorable already. Now I'm going to restuff it, and right here you'll see I've put that fuse in there to help with the gluing. So you don't have to do that, just FYI, I just did. Alright, so it restuffed it, and now we're going to just very carefully run that glue along the seam, push it down together, and really putting this fuse tape in there was, it did help so much. It made it very clean and easy to glue it together. And then I'm just using my little clamps there just to keep everything in the right place for while the glue is drying, basically. Alright, so once I get that done, I'm going to take that little primitive bee that I've made out of the beginner's felt kit from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cut it out, and it's going to go on the sunflower side, which is super cute, I think. Remember, it's always in the little tiny details, makes such a huge difference. So flip it over, and I'm going to cut him out. And so I know there's going to be a little bit of material around him. But again, that's that primitive crafting kind of look, right? And it's super cute. I love this. I think this is just one of those things where, I always talk about it's the small little details that make all the difference. This is one of those details. Just this little, felt and stitched bee, which, by the way, there's supposed to be a black body in this kit. Mine did not have one, so I had to stitch the body on, which was fine. That's not a big deal. But just it would have been a lot easier, but I had to actually stitch the whole body. Okay, so I cut him out, do his little primitive, and I'm just like, I'm cutting pretty closely. I just want to make sure that it's cut to the shape of that bee. And so these are super, super good scissors. These are my sewing scissors, so they're very sharp. They work very well. If you have a cheap pair of scissors, that's going to be hard to do. And so now I'm just like, where am I going to put my little bee? Where am I going to place him? And I'm just going to hot glue him down. Like, I don't think I need anything else. I don't happen to have any fabric glue right now, so I couldn't have used that anyway. But hot glue in an instance like this is fine. This pillow's not going outside. It's going to be, actually I'm using it in my craft room, in my big, what's it called, beanbag chair that's actually a mattress. It's pretty cool. Anyway, and so I'm just going to glue it down. So I put glue all over the body, decide where to put it, and then once I get that down, then I add glue to the head because I had to be able to hold it while I put it down. So pretty simple. Like, look at it. Just watch. It just changes it instantly. It's so cute. Instantaneously, we have this really cute part to the pillow now. I love this. All right, you guys, that's it. Tell me which one you like best. I'll be back to say goodbye. Now this one, I'm going to tell you the truth, it took me a couple of hours. So really quickly, obviously, I used my, oops, I got fill coming out. I used my seam ripper and I took the handles off. And then of course I used the handles here and I used one here. And I went with our little crisscross stitch that I used on the burlap. Okay, so just a couple things, and these are the things that make a difference in a craft. So putting the bow on there really brings us to another level. It adds this three-dimensional, and it's a perfect match because it's the handle. So it's now putting the burlap on this side. So by fraying it, gives it this very, very upscale look. The crisscross stitch, which I wasn't even careful about it, I just visually distanced them, but it came out great. This is those new little felt crafts that they have. And see, it's almost, what's it called when the old vintage, but it's not country, but it's, yeah, can't think of it right now. Anyway, but it looks kind of like that, like a craft like that, where it's not supposed to be perfect, like old rag dolls and stuff like that, because I just sort of cut around the material that it was stitched onto. So there was a lot of sewing in this one, because I had to sew together my little felt bead, but it's so perfect, right? Then I had to sew on my burlap square on the back side of this pillow. But I want to talk about what I did here. I did not stitch it. And I took what's it called? The fusing stuff that they are now selling. And I fused both sides of this, but I want to explain why. Because if I glued it with hot glue, and by putting the fusing tape, is it fusing tape? Is that what it's called? It's like what you add onto a pattern when you're sewing it together. So you're strengthening your material when you're doing a pattern. So, and it fuses on one side, but not on the other side. So I put a piece on both sides of this and then use that as the gluing base to hot glue it together. There's a lot of reasons for that. It glues better than the material does. It gives a smoother, stronger bond. It takes 2 seconds to add it on there. And it's not going to seep through on my material. I hope that makes sense. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, so again, just these little details, like doing the X on the middle of the bow and on the tails. I mean, whoops, that one's a little wonka doodle, but that's okay. And just my little bee there. What's the word I'm looking for? Primitive arts and crafts, right? This is very down that road. So, okay, I love the pillow. I'm actually going to keep the pillow. Don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but I'm going to keep it. Okay, now, my final little thing that I want to show you is a few months ago, Dollar Tree was selling these super cute candles. They've got a bumblebee. It's a honey pot. See the handle, bumblebee. And it's by Birch and Vine. I don't know. It's not distributed by, it is distributed by Greenbrier, so we should see them again. I think Birch and Vine is one of their new little logos they're going to use. Anyway, this one is milk flavored, but so cute, right? Now, a lot of times we get invited to something, you know, somebody's hosting something or whatnot, and it's always nice to take a little host gift. So I pulled these out because at first I was going to burn them, you know, in the background. I'm like, you can't even tell it to be, right? So instead I thought, no, wait, let me give you guys a great idea. Talk about a nice little upscale looking gift to give to a hostess. Now inside of here is that exact same candle, only it's yellow and the scent is sunflower. Could it be more perfect? So I had a little piece of leftover burlap from where I cut out my square for my pillow, and I was like, here you go. So let me just teach you guys something. I cut my square, I frayed my ends. Burlap frayed ends looks really good. It also helps them from fraying after you've put something together because you've pre-frayed it. But then I kept all my frays. Do you see that there? And I took a little bumblebee ribbon, just tied it in a knot, put my frays in there, and you have a very high-end, very cute little hostess gift or whatever, or it could be part of a gift basket. The dog and the cat are having fun together. Jax, leave Friday alone. Come here, Jax. Come here, baby. Come on. You want to come up? Come on. Yo ho ho ho. And he does it. He gets there. Say hi. Say hi to the world of creating. Say hi, crafters. No, you want to bite me. I know. Yeah, not the earrings. No, not the earrings, Jax. Not the earrings. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you again to Tasha and Cindy for hosting this wonderful challenge. Those are my 3 creations. Please tell me down below which one is your favorite. I'm going to go display them all in my home right now. No, they'll probably be up here for a little while. Usually I leave crafts behind me for a little bit. And by the way, this up there, if you're wondering, I have a fabulous tutorial on bows. If you'd like to take a look at that, I'm going to pop that in right here. So you can come back and look at the bow tutorial. 22 different bows. 22 different bows. And after I got done, I put them all on a wreath because I didn't need that many bows for anything. So anyway, if you want to take a look at that, please do. I hope if this is your first time to the channel, you'll consider coming back and subscribing. So please leave a thumbs up or hit your ride, but I'm not coming back to pick you up. And leave a comment because, of course, that always helps the chatter on the station, on the channel. So again, which one was your favorite? Is it the pillow? Is it the tier tray? Or is it the beautiful straw hat vase? All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Go check out the playlist down below. Please go see Tasha and Cindy. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, Bessies. I'll see you next time. Ready? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. I found it at my local Dollar Tree. I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee candle. I'm gonna give away a baby bumblebee that I got at my Dollar Tree. Okay. Enough, right? All right, everybody. From your singing crafter, have a great day, a great week, a great life, and as always, happy hunting at your local Dollar Tree. We'll see you back here tomorrow where I'll be doing a huge Dollar Tree haul. Bye-bye.